Hey guys, hope you're doing good. Getting cold, nice cooling off a little. It's been kind of warm lately. Got my tree all cleaned out, so that was kind of nice. Got some tree trimmers to come in. I've never had that done before, but I feel like it was well worth the investment. Anyway, I just want to make a video about basically what we're going to see with this. What we're seeing right now is the great revealing. Okay, we're in the exposure phase of this whole entire operation of this expansion of consciousness. It's kind of like when an addict turns when they decide, okay, I've had enough. It's because they actually realize that they've got a problem, and also that the problem has a solution. So a lot of times people will be stuck in a pattern or behavior, and they actually don't see it as they don't see any other option. You see these people who commit these horrible crimes, or you know, they do things like workplace violence, or they do something like that. It's because they've been pushed into a corner and they feel like they don't have any other option. Okay, and so the whole point of doing a practice, a spiritual practice, is to give yourself more options on that level. Because as we work on having detachment, it gives us the ability to make more flexible choices. So instead of just falling into a routine and a pattern of behavior that maybe we learned from our parents, maybe we learned it from past lives, um, uh, these impressions, these what we call some scars in the heartfulness system, they provide a course for us to follow. Like a good example is if Kamlish talked about this. Daji, he's the fourth president of the heartfulness system. He said that the samskaras are like the riverbed. So they're like the rocks and the stuff at the bottom of the river, and they affect the course of the water. So the water has, if you see the Whitewater Rapids, you can see where how turbulent that is and how unsettling that is. So if you have a lot of samskaras, this divine universal energy that's flowing, through everything all around us, it makes up the entire reality. The multiverse is made of this consciousness, and it flows. It has an energetic flow. It's like electricity flows through a circuit. Well, it's flowing through our system, and it's hitting these blockages, these boulders, these craters in the riverbed, and it's causing turbulence. And that's why we can, our mind is just, it can just bounce around so much. And the whole point of the whole point of the spiritual path is to make your mind calm and still, so that it becomes more reflective of the actual source energy. Okay, so but what's interesting is, like I said, in this exposure phase, we're going to start getting to see what these samskaras really are. We're going to get to see the systemic samskaras, these impressions, and these the debris field that's been laid down on this collective consciousness, and it's been done by these nefarious forces. So these nefarious forces have, they've exerted a tremendous amount of influence on our consciousness, just because they're able to come in with their dark arts. They've used the dark arts to create a turbulent system. And all you have to do is just turn on the news. Everything is about creating more turbulence. All of the institutions, the religious institutions, the education system, all of these systems in place, the healthcare system, it's all about turbulence. It's creating more turbulence. It's not creating calm and peace and understanding and love. And it's not, because you're not able to truly reflect what that divine source energy really is when you have a tremendous amount of turbulence. So, but I just want to make a quick comment about that, because it's important to see that you're going to have this turbulence in your own mind. So you're going to be following along your spiritual path, and you're going to be doing your practice, and you're going to feel like you're not making progress, that you're not able to settle down, you're not able to basically kind of harmonize with that energy, because it takes time, and it's going to be a process of going back and forth. And so it's important to remember that. And another thing that's important to do is, I see people a lot of times when people are facing this kind of exposure, they'll argue for the bad stuff, for the negative. They'll actually argue for it. And so, like, I was at work yesterday, and one of my coworkers, we were talking about financial stuff, and he was saying how, oh, well, certain people, they don't, basically talking about, underprivileged people and stuff, is how they're never taught this stuff in school. They're never taught finances in school, and blah 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 blah, and how, and I agree. They don't teach this stuff in school, and there's a reason why. They don't want people to have financial independence. They don't want people. They've been skimming the cream off the top, and they don't want us to be able to do the same thing. And so, but the thing is, arguing for that weakness is not going to make it better. It's kind of like a drug addict. I mean, just saying, well, yeah, they've had trauma and they've had all these issues that have made them a drug addict. Yes, it's good to have compassion, but when you start actually supporting the negative behavior just to basically placate, where they're at, that's not positive either. And I was telling this friend of mine, I said, there's a choice you can make at a certain point where you can decide, hey, I'm gonna go to the higher level, and that's why I really like Dave Ramsey a lot, because he's all about taking responsibility. And this is a shifting point where you go from laying blame on everyone else to taking responsibility. And that's when the addict will get clean, is when they start saying, okay, this is, I've had some bad things happen to me. I've had some traumas. I've made a lot of excuses for my behavior, and now I'm not gonna make excuses anymore. I'm gonna start taking responsibility. So I'm gonna own up to that. And this is the next phase we're gonna come to, is we're gonna have to own up to the fact that we've been duped, and it was, it's unfortunate, but it's increased our learning. It's increased our ability to grow spiritually. And this stuff kind of had to happen this way, and we trust that the divine, that there's divine purpose behind it. And when that happens, these scars can start to be removed, because there has to be a willingness. There has to be a willingness to change. There's a softening that has to occur in order for these these boulders and all these things to be smoothed off and smoothed out and taken out and removed. And some of them boulders are quite large, and so we have to be patient. It takes time to remove things like that on a spiritual level. And so we can be part of this. We can be part of the process, even if we don't feel like we're really doing anything on a real material level in terms of making changes, because it's kind of a difficult period right now to it's kind of hard to see, like, what am I supposed to do exactly. But one of the things I feel we can do is by focusing our attention on the divine, by turning towards that higher power, and trusting and learning and exerting a little faith. Faith is like a muscle, you just have to, it has to be built up. And by doing that, we can actually facilitate this transition. And by going into it, and by allowing this energy to flow through us. I've talked in the past about the lingams, like they have in the temples. They have a stone. I think they used to charge those with divine energy, and they were like transmitting stations. But that's just my own theory. But I believe we are the ultimate lingams. We're the ultimate charging station. And so when we connect to the divine, we can transmit and create, send out those waves. And it takes a little bit of effort. It takes a little bit of wrapping your head around the concept of it. But with heartfulness meditation, they teach a transmission process, and the transmission process is, it's very, very powerful. It's very, very subtle, and it's something everyone can do. Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. As things get exposed, it's going to become more difficult for us. But we have to just stay true to stay true to ourselves, and work the program. It's like in a way, we're all addicts. We're all been addicted to this wrong thinking and this wrong living, and everything we've been doing has been backwards and upside down, and that's been intentionally done to us. But it doesn't mean we have to continue like that. We can make a choice. So, all right, I'll talk to you later.